welcome back. Well, today I am joined by new member of the United Board. She is now the treasurer, and her name is Azar Asghari. So I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Yes, Lisa, you pronounce very well.
Well, thank you. I had a little bit of practice before we came on, so I appreciate your guidance. Well, welcome to United. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. You're the treasurer already. When do you take your new post?
First, Lisa, thank you so much for having me there. Let me say a big thanks to all of the residents before I answer your question. I wanted to thank all of residents of the Laguna Wood that participate in voting. You can see these days that's how is important you take responsibility and vote. I am honored to receive your vote as a member of the board, and I am double honored that the board elected me as a treasurer yesterday. And probably that's because of the background regarding to what I have. So I hope I answered that. What is my role now? Now I am a board member of United Mutual as well as a BA treasurer.
Okay. And then when do you start doing that? Are you start right away or?
Right away. The whole last night I was read at least 25 to 30 pages. Right away I started, and they bombarded me with different this is, as I said, is a volunteer job, but is the highest time that you can put for a volunteer job. But I am very honored, and I am happy to do that, to put my experience in two different directions. One is in mathematics and one is in business to this role. Is very, very sensitive role in the board.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, mathematics, obviously, with a lot of numbers and analyzing and logistics. And I think that's a really great background. And then you said business. What kind of business have you been involved in?
Sure. Let me tell you a little bit that I have been, when I graduated and got my bachelor with the mathematics, what's pure mathematics, which still is my love, pure mathematics, because it gave you the talent of be creative, the talent of think way bigger than what is the number. Pure mathematics is different from applied mathematics.
Right.
And then right away I start teaching. So I have over 35 years of academic professional teaching background.
Mm-hmm.
And teaching gave me a gifted of to be able to transfer what I know to other people, because many people, they have knowledge, but unfortunately the communication and the way that they have to transfer that one to someone else is not very, in the right way, I should say, is very professional way. So I hope that helped me to make more clear communication with the resident regarding to the job. And that's very important that all the residents of Laguna Wood knows what's going on in the board. And it's their right, they are the one that shareholder, and they are the one that they pay for the HOA. And I gave this huge credit to them to follow and see and demand actually what's going on in the board. That's my one background. And over the terms, my desire for business and finances always was in me, and kind of is, I should say, neck to neck with mathematics. And I got involved with a very big multi-country, or I should say international company many years ago, and they encouraged me for getting degree in the in business. So that's why I got my MBA at that time, and get involved with the business management and business strategy. So I gave lots of advice to different business. And eventually, I end up with having my own business. And my own business was in Minnesota when I lived in Minnesota. And uh, it was a fitness club. I am in different background. From that, I got involved in lots of how help people to live healthier. And I always was fascinated by how I can make people happier. How can I help people? Any direction, and I had a little bit opportunity to help people, you will see me there. And that was I started to helping them for how to eat better and live healthier. So that was a joy for me for having my own decision and then bringing all of those fun to the club.
Right.
But unfortunately, at the end of it was my father got sick, and I received a phone call from my mom, and I had to back and take care of my dad. And I put everything down. Everything happened in 2 weeks. I just put everything down, business, whatever I had, and back and helped my dad and stay with him until the last minute.
Right.
And I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
So you can see the love of helping people is in me.
Right.
And I hope, being as a board member, I can show that love to the resident of Laguna Wood.
Well, if you can take numbers and you can make it sound as lovely as you sound, you're going to be really successful. Because it's, that's always a tough job when you have to break news to someone about maybe something that might be increased, or something that's taken away. I mean, that's not always easy to do. So more power to you for that. Now, how long have you lived in Laguna Woods?
I have lived 5 years in Laguna Wood, and I fell in love, Lisa, the moment that I arrived here because of the nature. I should say, if we say, let's put back this one. I have lived in Asia, Europe, and North America. If I can say USA is the best nation to be, I should say California is the best of, because I have lived in other states, in the best of the nation, and on the best of California, I am voted for Laguna Wood. I always can see is the top of the top of the top. Wow. Because of which community you find a creek goes right in the middle of that. Can you find another one? Can you mention one at least for me? Mm-mm. I mean, which community you have when you want it, everywhere is closed, you want just a walk, you want to have some fun. Hey, put your shoes on, creek is right there. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful walk. Which community have horseback riding? Do you know any other one? I mean, at least in here, I'm not talking about other states. So you can see many different things and very luxury, beautiful things here that I fell in love with the nature. And sure enough, when I started talking to neighbors and going to different clubs, I fell in love with the diversity of this community. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Actually, I should say every little cul-de-sac is a representative of the whole world. Oh. Because you can see my right neighbor is Japan, and then left is China, and then New Libyans just arrived, and then Asian, Europe, from Germany we have it, from England we have. I mean, every cul-de-sac is somewhere between, we have about 50 to 100, 110 units. Definitely from those 100 units, you can find one representative from around the world. So each one is a small world around, and we can learn from each other, and that's a joy for me. I never make a noodle salad, but I got the best recipe from my Chinese neighbor. Can you imagine? And now we can spread and then learn from each other. and celebrate different culture.
Right.
Celebrate. Can you imagine how many times we have we should say Happy New Year in Laguna Wood? just
Probably every day. Everybody's got a different day.
differently.
I think that's great. And you've really pointed out some of the special things that Laguna Woods does offer their residents. Like you mentioned, the creek, the closeness, the varying types of people. And I've heard lots of great things. And we've got clubs and we have stuff for everybody. So that's great. And then, some of the things that it sounds like you're going to be able to bring to the board is, your love of learning about everyone and your love of helping people. So I think that's great. And being able to translate those numbers into something that everyone will want to hear is great. So I appreciate you spending the time with me. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate for this time to thanks people. And I wanted just to add that anyway, when it comes from different culture and different background, it might be some difficulty and not always is in the matching with each other. But I am suggesting just think always about the positive things that we have rather than negative. Yes, one or two, maybe some neighbors a little bit more aggressive, but you won't believe it, the effect of one smile, one shaking hand, one waving. She might turn her head. That's okay, but wave again. And then one day she's gonna wave at you.
Yeah.
And it's a let's put really kindness over really rush talk and rush reaction. And please consider that each person comes with we are all adult here, and we have lots of background, we have lots of difficulty maybe before we get here. Let's consider that one. You don't know everything about your neighbor. And so please a little bit be gentle, even a difficulty comes. I wanted to ask that one from all residents.
I think that's great. Well, thank you so much. It was very nice to meet you, and I'm sure that we will see you again. Good luck in studying up for all of your meetings.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa, for having this opportunity. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. And we'll be right back after this.